What's up, everybody? It is the Best Bot Kids Move, and I'm back with another video. So I want to, this video is probably going to drag on. I'll try not to make this a 30-minute affair or anything like that. But no, obviously you guys know I just upgraded my PC, so I've been appreciating it a little bit more. Obviously Call of Duty just launched into Game Pass. Been having a blast there. Couple things going on. Also, you had Microsoft doing what they do best, and that's finding a way to destroy the confidence in Xbox consumers. So obviously them doubling down on their third-party support for Nintendo and PlayStation. Again, we all know what it means. Obviously, some Xbox fans are devastated because what does this mean for Xbox? And they're not going to have no games, and they're giving they're pretty much cannibalizing themselves. They're handicapping themselves. The biggest critique of Xbox throughout this whole entire time, before all the acquisitions, was Xbox has no games. They got to bolster their first party. They finally bolstered their first party and at a point where they could potentially release, big hits, multiple big hits on an annual basis. And before they can actually do that for their own platform, they decide that they're going to go essentially multi-platform, which pretty much killing off the fandom and the fan base and destroying the confidence for the core gamers. So one might ask, you got to say, okay, where do we go from here? Obviously, PlayStation is thriving. PlayStation still believes in exclusive. PlayStation is still doing mid-gen refreshes. They're about to launch a powerful console, which Xbox has to support because they're third party. And the ideal thing is like if they have if any game that launches on PlayStation 5 and has a PlayStation 5 Pro version of that game, that's going to be the best console way to play it, because Xbox they're not putting out an equivalent. They're not doing a Xbox Series X2, you know what I mean? So the Series X is, from a console standpoint, is the best way you're going to experience the game. The best overall way to experience, Xbox's games, honestly, in terms of a technical capability, will always be on PC, regardless of what Microsoft does in the console space. Xbox will always, they'll put out, the world's most powerful console again in about 2 years, but at the end of the day, there's still going to be a PC more powerful than that. So they're never going, that's always going to be a thing. So, when I stream, now and then I get questions, and people what do you say to somebody who who wants to invest in Xbox? Or if you're an Xbox gamer, where do you go from here, right? So should you move on from Xbox? Should you continue with Xbox? Me personally, I'm in a situation where I'm essentially married to the brand, and I'm married to the brand until it ceases to exist. And when I say married to the brand, I don't mean it's just Xbox. I'm married to the ecosystem. I'm too invested into the ecosystem. So I have 20 years of Xbox, still that exists on my series consoles. So there's not a situation, there will never be a situation where I will sell my Xbox Series X, because you think 90% of the games I own are digital, or plus that, are in there tied to my account. So me getting rid of the console doesn't really do me any favors. The thing is, though, so I would never really go from get rid of my Xbox, and put it and switch to PlayStation. I will always have a PlayStation. I'll buy a PlayStation. I can go a generation without a PlayStation because I'm not a core PlayStation fan. I'm buying the PS5 Pro. Again, I would have bought a Xbox Series X equivalent if they put it out, no matter the cost at this point. Because I like the console business is my preferred way to play, and I like moving the industry forward. Though the tough thing about this scenario, what makes it tough, is that a person like me, I'm married to the ecosystem. So the thing is that there's a lot of history. There's still a lot of content. I still have a lot of backlog games that I have access to. And the thing is that Xbox could drop a handheld right now. They can drop a new console right now. And I buy that console, I buy a handheld, I have access to all those games already. It's not like I'm starting over. When people go over and they decide, hey, no, I'm giving up on Xbox because they're, porting their games to PlayStation, they're giving up. I'm assuming they're giving up, their Game Pass. They're giving up on their digital library, and they're going to start over on PlayStation and go back to a la carte, or they're going to just fully commit to PlayStation, do a la carte, and also subscribe to their subscription service. And it depends on who you are, what are you gaming for. So as a console gamer, if you just say, I like gaming on console, I don't really care where I'm playing. You know how people could go from like iPhone to Android, no problem. They switch from the phone when it's time for an upgrade. They don't care about sticking to the same brand. If you're that, always go for the best thing, the next best thing. What are you going to get the most out of? And my thing is, it's like when you look at PlayStation, is that they're all in on console. They have a strong first party output consistently, and they have a strong third party output. So either way, they always continuously get exclusive and stuff. If stuff like that matters to you, like, yo, who has I want to go to the place where they have the games and that those games don't exist on other platforms, then yeah, I would say you might want to move over to PlayStation, right? But if you are an existing Xbox owner, right, if you prefer console gaming, I would say you should just stick with the Xbox. I don't think the PS5 Pro, honestly, I don't think it's going to do anything for me, because I don't really think it's going to do anything for me. It's not going to make me buy just a bunch of games that I would typically play on Game Pass, or it's not going to make me buy a bunch of games on PlayStation. It's just that I'm going to do what I did with the PS5 Pro, what I did with the PlayStation 5. Buy PlayStation games, play PlayStation games there. There might be some one-offs where I might want to take advantage of and play it on PlayStation. Maybe it'd be one of those games which happens maybe 2 or 3 times a year. That's an interesting game. It's a third-party game, but some reason it's not coming to Xbox. Stuff like that. And just for the simple fact, because the thing is, when the PS5 Pro comes out, I'm just essentially upgrading my PS5 to the PS5 Pro. I'm not like keeping a bunch of PlayStations around. It's just that the PS5 console I would be the Pro. As far as if you are now the ecosystem, if you're somebody chasing power, right, and you've been on the Xbox Live, if you're a person that's, went from the One to the One X, to the Series X, and you're just, you're an Xbox fan, but you're also chasing power, and you're losing confidence, your self-esteem is low because the PS5 Pro's about to come out, and obviously it's going to have the better performance metrics, and then you also, are being hit with the whole Xbox porting their games over to PlayStation because the Xbox can't seem to like compete the way we would prefer them to compete. This case, I still don't think it's a lost cause for you, because at this point you have to look back and look at it this way, right? Sure, you can go over to PlayStation 5 Pro and start over, or be a new bandit for another brand, right? In this case, I say you probably are better off just moving to PC. If you can't wait, right, for that, if you want to contend with the PlayStation 5 Pro, right, as an Xbot, and I know this sounds ridiculous, but I have to break it down like this. As an Xbot, you are better off going to the PC route if you want to maintain the power narrative, because at the end of the day, Xbox has been supporting PC day and date for so long. It's never a conversation. When the Xbox game come out, it's on PC, it's on Game Pass, it's on Steam, whatever. It is what it is. And the thing is, you also have one up. So you can literally sell your Xbox, right? Let's say you want to sell your Series X or whatever, and you want to invest in PC. You can do that and you still retain something. Because when you go to PC, at this point, dating back to 2016, or your Xbox first party player in your library, you already have access to games. And then you also consider Game Pass. If you're going to keep that subscription active, if you own a bunch of digital games that came out, 2016 onward, chances are you going into the PC market with an existing library already. So it's not like you have to start from scratch. You will have a library because of Xbox. So it's easier for Xbox gamers to move over from console to PC. it's harder for PlayStation users to do that because PlayStation, like I said, they don't they delay their games don't come out day and date on PC. Not yet. They don't have a shared ecosystem. Xbox has a shared ecosystem on PC, so you can almost maintain the console experience on your PC two ways. Steam has a console like sort of UI that you can utilize it whether you want to use your PC on like a big TV. And then you have the Xbox app, which tries to maintain majority of the stuff from Xbox. Unfortunately, the tough thing about Xbox is that would make it a slam dunk if the continuity was there where it was just one for one. So every game that launches on the Xbox console is also launching on PC, Xbox for PC. Because if it did that, and if every game supported Play Anywhere, cross buy, whatever, it would be extremely easy. It's not where it should be now, but it's halfway there. And because it's halfway there, it's easier to justify an Xbox user going to PC because you go to PC, you already have an existing library. Your achievements, you'll still unlock your achievement. You'll still be able to participate on leaderboards. Hell, there's games on Xbox that are quote unquote exclusive to PlayStation that you could still earn gamer achievements like Death Stranding, Forspoken. Death Stranding is on Xbox Game Pass for PC. Forspoken is available for the Xbox PC store. You can earn achievements. I think the port is not great. I would like to buy it and test it out. But so you got a couple options there, and you would also solve the inferior problem, the superior problem of, this game runs better on PlayStation 5 than it does on Xbox Series X or whatever. You'll solve that problem because at the end of the day, you will have the de facto best console. If an Xbox gamer was to build a PC today or invest in PC today, all they need to really, honestly, to be better than the PlayStation 5 Pro, I would like anything like I think a 40. If you want to go with current gen cards, obviously next gen cards are going to be easy. But if you want to go to current gen cards, honestly, 4070 or better. If you want to go with last gen cards, I think 3070 Ti or better would do you better. Maybe not 3070 Ti because the gigabyte the memory is cards. I would say 3080 or better. 3080 or better. If you wanted to do that, hell, if you wanted to go a couple gens ago, you might even get away. Hell, freaking 2080 whatever could contend with that. It's just that obviously with the 3080 series and 40 series, they have better ray tracing capabilities. So just to and better DLSS capability. So if you're on that sort of like time, upgrade to a PC. Because yeah, Xbox can throw out a console, and obviously the rumor is Xbox is doing a console and a handheld. At that point in time, even if you upgrade to a PC, because I think that both the console and the handheld is going to be fairly expensive because the handheld has to be powerful, right? Even if you did that, right? You on PC for a couple years, Xbox drops their handheld console. Their handheld will probably also a recommended pickup just to play on the go and still have that continuity between console, PC, cloud, and mobile. The continuity is going to be there. So if again, should you move on from Xbox? Yes and no. It depends on what you care about. If it's this exclusive thing, you go to PC because PC is going to get everybody's games regardless. You can earn PlayStation trophies on PC. You can earn Xbox achievements on PC, and you can get your own Steam achievements on PC. You can play with every launcher, every game. You have the marketplace on PC is better because games go on sale more frequently. You get bargain your way to a decent library. And then there's always backwards compatibility. There's always forward compatibility. And then there's always the possibility to upgrade. So once you buy your PC, build it, any new gen CPUs, new gen, GPUs that come out, you can upgrade with time. So the thing is, though, it's not as convenient as console gaming, but when you consider all these modes and shit that they're putting, and with all these mid-gen refreshes and these new gen consoles, they're getting closer to PC in terms of you got to tweak in the settings to get whatever. They're giving you a choice. Hey, you want to play, at the highest settings, or you want to play at performance. That's PC does that too. It's just that PC does it on more of a technical level, and you kind of have to self-manage that. There's a little bit more things you could turn down. Console, honestly, I want them to give me the best at its best. So give me the max you can give me at 60 FPS. Give me the max you can give me at 4K. You know what I mean? That's what I really want. I don't really want to be picking between modes. I don't like doing that on consoles, though I prefer, my games to be at 60, but I don't want that choice, because I feel like if I'm picking this over this, that means I'm losing out on something. This mode exists because something is better in this mode. And then this mode, I don't want to do tit for tat. On PC, it's like I can get common ground. I can achieve 60 FPS or better, and I can achieve 4K. Or I can do them at both depending on the game. But I can achieve the common ground where I'm not missing out on anything. When you're choosing on consoles now, it's like you're going based off the dev settings. So the devs optimize this for 1080p, so that means you can't tweak the shadows or anything like that. Everything is just this is where it's at to get close to 60. And sometimes it may not even achieve that 60 FPS. And then when they give you the 4K, hey, we're going to raise the resolution and the graphics quality up, but we're going to stick you at 30, and it's going to be all juddery and all that other stuff. So it's a tiered system, man. If you are a console dedicated person and you dedicated to the brand, stick with Xbox, because you got a killer deal, you got a killer library. You're not going to miss out on your first party games. You shouldn't, if you are dedicated to the highest tech, go to PC. And if you're just you're not committed to any platform, you can drop game, especially those who buy like physical. If you're not dedicated to the platform and you pretty much are still pretty much physical, you're not, and you could just go from console to console, pretty much back before everything became online. Like obviously I went from PS2 to GameCube, traded in my PS2, got my GameCube, took my GameCube trade in for the Xbox 360, and then from the Xbox 360 I kind of just stuck with that to the Xbox One, and then from there on, it's just been Xbox, because everything became like a continuity system throughout the ecosystem. So I understand why people want to move on from Xbox, because they're upset. They're upset because Xbox isn't standing on the console warrior business. They're not using their dollars. They're not using the power that they now possess to make Xbox the console better. They're using their power they possess to make Microsoft better. They're using their power to make their gaming sector better. They're using their power to pretty much infiltrate other platforms and use those platforms to bring in more money. So they want to be on Nintendo, they want to be on Xbox, but on PlayStation and PC. But unfortunately, this is going to come as a kill shot to Xbox. Now, I don't think Xbox goes away. Obviously, I do think it becomes like they're going to be a publisher with an app. The problem is, though, Xbox moved too fast for no reason. They haven't mastered what they do. They haven't mastered the PC market. They haven't, done enough to contend with Steam. They haven't done enough. They haven't consoleized the PC. They need to do that. That's the only way. They haven't done that. So the problem is, if they do that too soon, and they abandon their consoles. I'm not saying that this is what we're going to do, but in the hypothetical that they do that, it still doesn't make sense to me, because they're losing out the opportunity to just make money off people releasing games on their platform. That's like free money. But I understand. I do understand. Like, I don't understand the switch from Xbox to PlayStation, but I do understand the switch to Xbox to PC, because it makes most sense. It makes the most sense. I can understand why PlayStation owners are holding on to their PlayStation and going from PS5 to PS5 Pro. That is the move to make if you're chasing tech. It doesn't make sense to go PS5 to PC, because you have to start over again. PlayStation doesn't do the cross-buy incentive. You have to start over again. So you get rid of your PlayStation, you get rid of your library, invest that into a PC and then what you rebuy all that shit on PC or start from over there, or you know what I mean? For Xbox, there's no starting over. So on Xbox, I'm gonna leave you guys with this. For Xbox, you can get rid of your Xbox, invest in PC, do that again, and then let's say a few years down the line, Xbox drops like a crazy Xbox console, you can go back to console and it'd be like you never left. That's the difference. That is the difference. So my thing is, for insecure, jealous, envious Xbox fans who, you know, want to really, like, you know, enjoy their gaming, you know, in front of others, and you got to contend with this juggernaut, the PS5 Pro, and deal with games like Call of Duty, Indiana Jones, or any other game Xbox decide to put on PlayStation because they know best. Get a PC, because if you have a PC, you don't have to worry about graphics comparisons or performance comparisons. If you build a decent rig, it will be the best place to play it. You know, I'm still gaming on Xbox. I play Call of Duty. I'm doing Call of Duty multiplayer on Xbox, and I'm doing a campaign on PC. It's fine. It's fine. And I'm still going to play on the Xbox, and my console is going to be an option to play until there's a new Series X. But I am going more and more into PC as an option, because I can. It is truly the all-in-one, and if you maintain it, if you upkeep it, and that's the underrated part and overrated part, is the maintenance and the upkeep of your PC, and having the patience for all that. If you don't have the patience for that, and I barely do, so hence why I always end up going back to console. But if you have the patience for it, you're going to be in good hands. If you don't, stick with consoles, because I don't think the leap from PlayStation Series X to PS5 Pro, or the PS5 to PS5 Pro, is big enough to really warrant a purchase or a change. And when I say the leap is not big enough, sure, when you do comparisons, you will see it. But when you're playing these games, they're not, unless these consoles were meant to only last about 3 years or so, because like a lot of this tech that is in these current gen consoles were brand new. You know what I mean? Never fully properly utilized. So we will see, man. I'm hoping, you know, everybody's, you know, having fun with gaming and enjoying and gaming and whatnot. But I think a lot of the madness is more so perception, and there's jealousy, and there's a lot of insecurity, and you shouldn't feel that way, because at the end of the day, games are games. You know what I mean? Are you going to enjoy Indiana Jones less? Is your hype for Indiana Jones less because it's coming out on PlayStation shortly after Xbox? You know what I mean? Is your hype for what Gears of War or what Fable might be tainted because there's a a situation where those games could potentially release on PlayStation? And if that's the case, the only way for you not to care is if you're playing on PC and you have access to these games anyway. You know what I mean? That's where it doesn't matter. So it's like one or two things. If you're a PC gamer, none of this shit actually bothers them. They just sit back, laugh, and, you know, whatever, and they give their commentary on the situation, but it doesn't impact them. You know what I mean? If you, let's say if PlayStation would have did the same thing Xbox was doing, and just say, hey, you know, we're gonna case by case put some games on Xbox to bolster like sales or bolster our reach or whatever, may bother some PlayStation people. Xbox people will be hyped. They'll use that as ammunition. Won't impact PC people, right? But the thing is, though, it would actually lessen the blow of what Xbox is doing if PlayStation did that, but PlayStation is never going to do that. So since PlayStation isn't going to do that, Xbox seems like they're handicapping themselves. Your best move is to go to PC, and that's my thought. Should you move forward Xbox? Should you move on or move forward from Xbox? That answer is up to you and the reason you game, like what you're a fan of, why you're in the ecosystem. That is really up to you, and I'm not here to tell you to do that, but I feel like I gave you guys a couple points of what would make the decision. Me personally, I made the obvious choice. Like, I'm not getting rid of my Xbox yet, but I said I made the obvious choice. It makes sense for me to go to PC because I'm not losing anything. Again, when you go to another platform, or in the totality, that's different because you got some things to consider. All right. But that's my video, guys, man. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. This probably should have been a live, but we'll see, man. I'll talk to you guys on the next one. As always, Xbox is the best box. I am the best box. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. I'm out of here. Peace, peace, peace and love.